All right, my friend, welcome. This is Dr. Anthony Balduzzi, founder here at the Fit Father Project. And in this video, I want to talk about an incredibly important topic, which is how to refocus when we've hit a little bump in our health plan and we feel like we're falling off track. Because chances are, if you are following any of our Fit Father Project programs, or if you've tried any other diet or workout plan in the past, there's probably a point in your life where you fell off track. Something happened with your schedule, or you just lost a little bit of motivation, and you find yourself slipping back into old patterns and taking some steps backwards. So in that moment, there's some incredibly pivotal things that we can do to refocus our mind and to get back on track as quickly as possible. And in this video, I want to cover some of the mental, psychological stuff, because a lot of this health stuff is about psychology, as well as some of the practical, tactical stuff that you can do with your nutrition and your exercise to get back on track. I think you're going to learn a ton in this video. Get out with the pen and paper, take some notes, and let's dive on in.
FitFatherProject.com.
All right, so the first thing is to understand that you are gonna fall off track eventually. And having that understanding and giving yourself permission to drift a little bit is just a realistic psychological approach. If you think that you're gonna be perfect all the time, and when reality hits and something happens and you do fall off track, then it's gonna be really discouraging. But if you come at this health game understanding that moving forward is the goal, perfection's not the goal, and there's gonna be a constant series of course corrections. I like to give the analogy of an airplane, where an airplane's flying to its destination from point A to point B, and a lot of the time it's actually off track. But the GPS system is constantly recalibrating and drifting back on target, and the net effect is we're moving forward. So understand that you're gonna drift, and we need to be able to have a system in place where we can refocus and get back on track. So understand perfection is not the goal, progress is. That's the first mental framework. The second one is to understand that the all or nothing mentality, where you feel like you're either always fully on the diet or you're always fully off the diet, is one of the most damaging things to your long-term success with your eating and your exercise. Because again, life's gonna hit you, and there's gonna be a time where you do slip up and have that cookie. There's gonna be a time where work gets really busy and you can't get the workout in. And if you always operate from that, I'm either fully on or fully off, you're gonna get in a lot of trouble, because you have that first cookie and then you say, screw it, I'm off the diet, and you have 10 cookies. That's an extra, 3,000 calories that you didn't need when you could have just had an extra 200 from that one cookie. So avoid that all or nothing mentality as well, and understand that in every single moment, we always have the choice to get back on track. And so another thing that's incredibly important, let's say you had a night out there where you blew it. You drank too much, you ate like crap, you're feeling like crap. That next morning is the perfect time to realign. So the first thing I want to have you do in that moment where you're feeling like you've drifted is to get on the scale. And here at the Fit Father Project, especially if you're on any of your programs, you know how important regular weighing of yourself is. Why? It's not even about the weight. It's about the fact that using the scale gives us some objective feedback and some regular feedback loops where we can check in. Because if you're used to weighing yourself, and you know that generally you weigh around 220 pounds, and you weigh yourself the next day and you found that you jumped up 4 pounds, that's great. It's great because we got a feedback data point that says, whoa, we're drifting off. It's kind of motivating to get back on track. And I recommend you weigh yourself very regularly, especially during the holiday season. Because if you don't weigh yourself, it's so easy to get caught up in just this nebulous system where you don't really know your weight. You suspect it's climbing up, but you don't have the hard data. But if we give ourselves hard data, those drifts that you do have are gonna get a lot smaller and a lot tighter, because that next day after you're 4 pounds up, intrinsically, your brain's gonna be a lot more motivated to eat lower carb, to eat healthier, to get a workout in. It's a natural feedback loop. It's almost like you blew it up and you ate bad crap, you got on the scale, and it's like a whip in the butt that says, whoa, this is not what we want to be doing. Let's drift back on course. So use the scale. The next thing is, especially if you're on any of our Fit Father programs like FF30X, you've created a mission statement for yourself. And you have a 30-day mission statement about, what you want to achieve with your body, and more importantly, why it's absolutely essential for you to live healthy. And looking back at that mission statement is the perfect time after you've drifted to really remember that why. Why are you doing this? Is it about the abs? Or is it about staying healthy for your family? Or is it about being the best man in your career? Or is it about not following the path that you saw your father or your grandfather go down with heart disease, diabetes, cancer, etc.? You have a why for you, and getting back in touch with that with some journaling can be incredibly important, especially if you can journal on some of the lessons you learned about the drift itself. So what happened? Did you go to a holiday Christmas party and you found yourself wrapped in a conversation by the buffet and you were just eating tons of food? Journaling about that the next day can really help you learn some lessons about your habits and behaviors so that moving forward you don't make the same mistakes. You know, we do that kind of stuff with a lot of other areas of our lives. We write down and learn these lessons as it comes to our business or our work or maybe even our finances. But when it comes to our health, a lot of people don't reflect on what's not working and developing actionable strategies moving forward based on our own unique behavior and creating these contingency plans. So actually take some time to journal, remember your why, and write down some ideas on why'd you drift and what happened. Now, when it actually comes to some of the practical stuff, the number one best way to get back on track after you've drifted is with your nutrition. And you know this here if you've been following our Fit Follower Project content. The pyramid of health change starts down here with sleep and nutrition, then we go to daily activity, and then we go to formal exercise. This is like the priorities or the foundation, and we move up to the top of the pyramid with stuff that's important, but not as important as the foundation. So let's say you're getting busy, it's during the holidays, you don't have a ton of time to work out, or you're missing some workouts because of work stuff or family stuff. Know that you always have nutrition to fall back on. So especially the day after you might have blown it up with a big meal and you stepped on the scale, you're 4 pounds heavier, get back to structured nutrition the next day. Have that normal baseline plan. That's why it's absolutely essential that you hop on something like our Fit Follower 30-day program where you have that structured breakfast shake. You know you have all those healthy lunch recipes from the sandwiches to the salads to all the recipes that you can buy out. But you need to have a structured plan that you can drift back to. Because if you don't have a normal routine, you have nothing really to glide back into. But if you do have a normal routine, that scale weight will help you trigger yourself back onto having that Fit Follower breakfast shake, having that salad for lunch, having some of our approved snacks, having a healthy dinner. You need that simple basic plan to get back on track with. And typically for most guys, it's the hydration in the morning and that shake that really kicks you back onto the right path and the right routine. And when it comes to your exercise, again, especially during the holidays where a lot of people do drift, understand it's not about the all or nothing mentality. So you're too busy to get that 45-minute workout. Okay, that's fine. Get that 10-minute workout in. And you need a plan that gives you those contingencies for both the 45 and the 10. And that's what we obviously do here at the Fit Follower Project. We give you all the tools you need to fit into your life and schedule, but you need those things. You need those actual tools that you can really pull from the tool shelf to get back on track. So regular weight feedback loops, journaling on the lessons learned, journaling on your mission statement, avoiding that all or nothing mentality, and really understanding and giving yourself permission to drift a little bit, but keep those boundaries tighter than those massive drifts that most of us fall into, especially during the holidays. These are some incredibly actionable strategies. Now, if you're in any of our Fit Follower 30-day program, you have all the tools you need to succeed, and you know this stuff already from all the training we've given you. If you're not a Fit Follower Project subscriber yet, you absolutely need to grab our Fit Follower one-day meal plan. That's going to be that very structured eating plan that you can essentially get on when you're refocusing. That gives you some of the ideas on the breakfast, lunch, and dinner stuff that you need. But regardless, I need you to know that this is above all a message of hope that you can enjoy yourself during the holidays, during the summer, and you can keep those drifts very small and you can stay on track. Progress is the goal, not perfection, and with the right tools, you can absolutely win the long-term game of health. We help thousands of followers do that every year. So I hope you found one or two strategies in this video helpful. Apply this stuff, really give it a shot, especially the stuff that you're like, Dr. Anthony, that sounds soft. I don't need to journal. Try it. I think you're really going to see that this has a profound impact on your ability to refocus on what's important to you and stay on track with your health long term. I hope to serve you. Thanks for being here, my friend. I'll talk to you very soon.